Okay, we're gonna get started tonight. I am creating a card that was actually one of the swap cards I received at On Stage in Hartford, Connecticut. Hi, Regina. I'm so glad Regina's here because this is her card. She had put the recipe on the back here. This is the card that she made that I swapped with, and you guys, quite a few of you guys requested that I show you how to make this card. Before I do that, oh, and this is the one that I made. I just use a different designer paper, so it's the same card. Before I do that, I wanted to announce that tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m., this was another card that a lot of you guys liked. It has this little flappy thing over here. I'm not sure what it's called. And then it opens this way. So I'm going to show you how to do this one at 2 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. So make sure you tune in. Hi, Jen. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Brianna. Hi, Diane. Hi, Patricia. Oh, I'm so glad you guys are here. I also wanted to let you know I'm going to be posting something that Stampin' Up! Gave us demonstrators to share with you guys. And you know that we've been going through the color revamp. These are the 5 new ink colors, and then these are the 4 new color families. And then the black, white, and vanilla are by themselves now instead of being in with the neutrals. Anyway, I'm going to post this so you guys can print it if you want to. And then this is, let me dig out an old color coach. I don't know if you guys remember these from a few years ago. It had all of our colors and I kept mine. When you flipped it over, it gave you suggestions on what to use with those colors. And I've always held on to mine. But now we have this available that has all of the colors. And I'll show you what I started doing with mine tonight. So I have them all cut out. And I'm using the Project Life pages. There's 4 slots. I'm actually gluing that to the color. And then I'm going to put them all in pockets so I can flip. So you can buy these in the Project Life section of our catalog. So I just thought I'd mention that. I'm going to post all of the links tomorrow that you guys can print so you can do your own thing. I've also seen people put holes in the corner and put a little ring around them so you can use them that way. Okay, let's get going for tonight. So for this card, we're using Petal Palette. I'm using the flower image, the little branch image, and then the thank you for everything. I'm actually making the card exactly like Regina. So again, this one is hers, this one is mine. We need the oval of the Stitch Shapes dies. We need this die that cuts out the flower. And then for cardstock, we need some scrap white for stamping and for cutting the ovals. And I'm going to have time to do 2 cards the same way, but I want to use my blends markers. And where I use the red on this one, I'm going to use the Daffodil Delight on one, and then the Pool Party on the other one. For you guys that are using markers tonight, remember that the Memento ink is for the blends, and then the Archival or the Stays On is for the markers. So we need Whisper White, 8 3/4 by 4 1/4, Petal Passion designer paper. And if you look at all the pieces I have here, these are 4 of the different patterns. That measures 4 by 3. And then we needed a small bow. Hi, Rebecca. Okay, so let me move everything aside here so we can get going. Oh, and then we need Old Olive ink and whatever your choice of black, depending on how you're coloring. Now, let me bring the Big Shot in. So you guys can go ahead and cut out your oval for those of you that are stamping with me. And just a reminder for those of you that are just watching, I do have people stamping with me tonight, so I try to go a little slower so they can keep up. Now I'm going to do 2 of these because I'm doing 2 cards. So we got our oval. I didn't disappear on you. I dropped my clear plate. I had to go find it. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and stamp the flower image. I seem to always have the dropsies when I'm filming for some reason. So go ahead and stamp the flower. And I'm going to do 2. And that's all we need to do with the black ink. Just gonna give you guys a second to catch up. Oh, you did the Daffodil Delight, Regina. I bet you it was pretty. My favorite is yellow roses, so I always tend to go towards the yellows when I'm doing that. Okay, now we're going to bring in the old olive ink and the branch image. Now, when I did my branch, I did it more towards the right side because you're gonna cover most of it over here. So I'm going to do it at an angle a little bit. So there's my 2 leaves. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys catch up. Oh, Karen, you're watching stamping and baseball, my 2 favorite things. I bet you we don't root for the same team, though. I'm usually outnumbered when I tell people who my team is. I played softball in high school, so I'm an avid baseball fan. Okay, now we're going to bring in the scoring tool. I'm using my paper trimmer this time. We're going to score at 5.5. And then we can go ahead and fold that on the score line. Oh, and Regina, since you're here, what do you call this card? I called it a flap card only because it has a flap. I'm sure there's a technical name for it. So if you can chime in and let me know what you call it. Hi, Karen, you remembered I like the Yankees. I hope nobody goes boo while I'm here filming. Okay, now we're going to color. And because these images are so small, I'm just going to color the whole thing. So again, we're using Daffodil Delight on this one. And I used this the other night on another card, and I showed you guys how, because it's so small, I just kind of use the fine tip and just add highlights quickly like this. And see how that's really enough? You don't have to be fussy because the images are so small. So you're not even don't even have to blend on this one. Okay, while you guys finish coloring your flowers, I'm going to use the Pool Party. Oops, wrong end. And again, I'm just going to color the flowers fully. Oh, yes. Karen, thank you to Regina is right. And you know what? She's very honored that I'm using one of her cards. She messaged me the other day and she was very honored that somebody asked for me to show this to you guys. So again, I'm just adding highlights. And then we're just going to use the old olive for the leaves. I tend to not use the fine tip as much as I do the brush tip. And remember that it's okay to leave some white spots. Now the blends markers are still on back order. They should be available by the end of May. They're very popular. Okay, now I'm just adding some highlights with the darker old olive. Hello to my hubby. I told him to make sure that he could hear me okay with my new phone. He hasn't come in here running yet, so I'm assuming everything is okay. And you guys said you could hear me good too. Okay, that's it for the coloring. So let me bring the big shot in again. Now I gotta find my die. Here it is. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut this out. Let me get my washi tape. It seems to want to move on me, so I'm gonna go ahead and add the washi tape. If I can find the end. Okay, there's number 1. Oh, Karen, you love to watch me color. I've heard a lot of people tell me that. I went to college for art, so I love to color. Anything artsy, I love. Okay, so there's my flowers. So now we're going to glue the designer paper in place. And if you'll notice, this side was the same as this card, and I'm just flipping it over on this one. I figured I would have time to do 2 cards while you guys stamp with me. And you could use the same side again on this one, and I just flipped it over. I think I'm gonna like the black and white stripe. And then as far as the oval, she glued it at an angle a little bit. So we're gonna do that. And remember that some of it sticks out under the flap, so you don't want to put glue there. So the glue's going to mostly go on the top. Okay, and there's number 2. Same with the flower. We're not going to add glue on the bottom, just on the top. Oh, I love the blue on with the black. Isn't that pretty? Okay, now this goes this way. I think any color would go well with this card. It's just such a pretty card. Okay, so there's 2. Now we're going to stamp the sentiment. Now what I did with the sentiment, we have 2 pieces and I just lined them up, one on top of the other. I stamped them on a scrap first to make sure everything was straight. So there's number 1. And if you guys don't have this stamp set, for those of you watching, you can use anything with a branch and then anything with a cluster of flowers. And if you notice, I am featuring everybody that creates with me when they load it to my Facebook page. I love showing you guys off. Okay, now we're going to add the ribbon. Hi, Sue. I'm so busy stamping, I know I missed some of you guys. But I usually go back and say hi once I'm done. And then one thing that I did on mine, which one's mine? No, this is, I'm all confused now. I got too many cards going. Okay, I did not add rhinestones on mine. Now I'm still trying to get rid of my old rhinestones. So what I do with these little stringy things that I've always hated, I just cut them with an X-Acto knife. And I think I have like two more packages of these, and then I can start using the new ones. So we just need to add a couple rhinestones in the background. You guys, if you haven't seen the new catalog, wait till you see all the bling we're getting. Oh my goodness. I showed some of it in one of my latest videos. Okay, that's it. See how quick that card was? And again, thanks Regina for allowing me to do this. And a reminder that I'll be on again tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern time to show you how to make this card. I have it, and it's going to be a masculine card because I love masculine cards. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. And I hope to see you tomorrow afternoon. Have a good night, everyone.